Hello, everybody. My name is the Sketch Fox. I am going to sketch something for you. Today marks the first day of Inktober 2022. For those of you who don't know what Inktober is a month, traditionally October, where you dedicate each day to a different inked or fine-lined drawing. You usually do this by following the Inktober prompt list, where you can find a bunch of prompts for each day of October. You can find this list by looking up Inktober 2022, or you could follow along with me, and every day I'll make sure you know what prompt is for what day. Today's prompt, in case you haven't already guessed from the drawing, is Gargoyle. While looking over the Inktober prompt list, Gargoyle stood out. It looked like it was going to be one of the hardest for me specifically. Not because I would find it hard to draw, but more because I didn't know what to do with it. When I saw it, all I could think of is I knew I wanted to show the gargoyle coming alive. But aside from that, I couldn't really put any creative spin on it. So I pulled up a reference photo and I drew the first pose that came to mind. After finding a pose that I was happy with, I needed to start adding some detail. Seems easy enough. I've got the reference photos. But alas, no. For all the photos I looked at were different. None of these gargoyles looked the same. So I just had to mash the pieces I liked together. I'd say it did its job. Looks enough like a gargoyle. When looking at the reference photos, I noticed a lot of the wings had a little bone design, much like the one I'm drawing now. They also had a little spike, so I added those two things, and I'm glad I did, because I think it looks pretty cool. At this point in the sketch, I'm mostly just adding some final details, just adding more depth to the drawing, fixing up some things, more curves to make it more pleasing to move around the drawing with your eyes. Also some wrinkles makes the gargoyle a little less pleasing. Here I tried to add another wing, but I didn't want to cluster up the image with too much. And after a couple more lines, I start to actually ink the drawing. I start with the podium because it's the easiest, yet I kind of mess it up by adding an extra line at the curvy part. Makes it look weird. And then I add some stones falling, like the foot of the gargoyle is crushing the podium. And now I'm inking the face. I often add things while inking. Some things just aren't needed in the sketch. Or you can't see you need it until you actually start inking. I've also started to add cracks to the drawing, much like I did in the intro letters. I think it adds an aesthetic that looks like old stone, and I really like how it turned out. Oh man, when I decided to create a video, I did not know I'd have to do so much stalling. Jeez. Yeah. Like, I want to do some music, but I don't want to get demonetized. So I'd have to use, like, my own music, and I don't really know how to do that. So now you're just listening to me narrate what you can already see. Unless you're already blind, and if that's the case, you're welcome. I don't know why you'd be watching drawing videos, especially from such a crappy YouTuber. But yeah, here I erased the pencil lines because I don't need them anymore. So I'm just doing some final detailing. There I made the eye black instead of white and add some wrinkles to the wings because they looked a little bare. And I started doing some blackout shading. Shading like this is one of my favorite things to do. I think it really makes the image pop. And I do the bones, and I start hatching. Hatching, also really fun. It's just doing a bunch of little lines. It makes the image look so much better, I think. I guess you'd have to tell me that. And after a little more cross-hatching, the drawing is just about done. I am really happy with how this turned out, and I hope you had just as much fun as I did. Remember to like if you liked, subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this, and share if you think your friends will like this video, or if you think they'll hate it and you want to annoy the out of them. Bye.